at innovation, we need to compare cities, not countries. The truth is, you can't really compare Singapore and China, yet you can compare Sydney and Hong Kong, for example. The key question for government, the business community, scholars, and the society at large is what makes a city truly innovative? There are many criteria. Look at the city leadership, talent, sports, arts, diversity, technology, knowledge creation, and the openness of society towards the rest of the world. These are all components of what makes a true innovative ecosystem.
Innovative city does not necessarily to be smart, although most of the cases they are. So if we look at the smart city, and the innovation is an enabler.
We all know it's no longer about competition about economies or competition about countries, but it's a competition about cities now. Within different clusters or characteristics of cities. Some are well known as knowledge cities, others are well known as environmental sustainable cities.
There's a lot of cities competing with one another around the world. Some will market themselves very well, but then if it's not credible to the people who actually experience that city, they can't take that brand and extend it to something else.
So a city should be something in the nutshell which enhances quality of life as well as reputes itself with certain characteristics which are very unique to itself.
The culture of the city is what makes us different. And so if we are confident about our culture, if we understand our culture, that is the foundation of our innovation and creativity.
The level of government support, the money that's being put into innovation, into research, and so on is one factor. And already the institutions that we have in place, like the universities, research institutes, the legal system, these are all factors that add to to making a place more innovative or allowing innovation to thrive.
The main factors in any city that's really important, it's really regulations that facilitate business. It's really a system of corporate and government collaboration to provide advisory, mentoring and guidance. And maybe also on an informal level, associations and NGOs that could set up entrepreneur community programs to just give informal support and encouragement to help each other out.
I think there are very critical role that between different agencies or different bodies in the whole entire ecosystem to play their roles together in order to cultivate an innovative city, right? Whether it's the NGO, the governments, or the enterprises that's hubbing, including the people of the nation.
The real challenge here is to work with the multiple stakeholders in the city department with all the private sector players like property owners, banks, like investors, like the other technology providers, also NGOs, research institute, also including the citizens, in a way to work around that ecosystem to make sure that everybody work together.
That's how we all dream and how other industries work alongside with us to create that. And that is very important because without a bigger picture, without a direction, we'll all be dreaming of different things, but when it comes to a development of a city, it's when we put everything together to create the future.
If many more people believing in contributing to society in a more positive way, I think that's the culture that we could build up to change our world.
to accept someone for what they are, and as well as that to be accepting of the culture that they come from, respecting the different people's culture. It does help a lot in terms of getting new ideas and new innovations, the creativity of the people. So it all contributes to the diverseness of the culture.
I think if we need to be more innovative, we need to really loosen up and allow diversity and creativity to thrive.
People from different backgrounds, different cultures, different beliefs. The reason why that may be important is because you're always dealing with people who have a difference of opinion on almost anything, right? So you're talking about either business ideas or values. I think that leads people to question and to see things from different angles, which is an important factor.
Because the chances are what you accepted, everybody will accept the same. That's where innovation comes in. You dare to be different, the reward could be higher.
To build a dynamic city, you need everyone from different walks of life and different stratas of society to come together and build something interesting, and it needs to be progressive, it needs to be dynamic, and it needs to definitely be somehow united in its vision as well. I guess you need that rich diversity of different ideas, but there needs to be a central vision that everybody can work towards, and that will help to build the city.
Innovation culture is one thing, but those inspired minds is more powerful to make people feel less powerless. They now feel that they have the power to change.
Innovation should come from the fact that the people themselves are always challenging themselves to make things better, to make things improve.
A lot of education is needed to smoothen the process. I think there are a lot of things that are actually in place that can be beneficial for all sectors. It's just how do we gel it together.
Courage to fail, I think, is amazing, because like 15 years ago, as we all know, Singaporeans are fondly known to be scared to lose, or kiasu, right? Which is like the local way of saying it. But that's no longer the case. It's almost as if we are scared not to do something authentic.
They need to have a more flexible and more creative mindset. For me, art and culture will push the next phase of change in Hong Kong, for people to have a broader mindset, a mindset that is more tolerant of different ideas, and accepting that people are different, and accepting innovation as a core value.
Art can be a reflection of what's actually going on in society right now, particularly contemporary art, and it can, reflect what's going on economically, globally, politically, through religion, all those different elements.
The idea of making things is a very good indicator actually for innovation. Another way to measure is by looking at the strategic foresight and the vision of its leaders, and by acknowledging or anticipating some possible threats or challenges, they can actually harness a disciplined city to solve these problems. Last good indicator would be the celebration of diversity and the interaction, as well as the cross-cultural exchanges between various paradigms.
if you look at what makes Melbourne a prosperous city, it is because we are an innovative and a knowledge-based economy. So things like design, biotech, advanced manufacturing, engineering, these are the sorts of things that make Melbourne a prosperous city today.
We know over time that we also need to groom our own local entrepreneurs to be able to allow for such things to happen. I think we should be able to provide an environment and ambience and also a situation where people feel that they can succeed. We look at biotechnology, we look at IT, for example, we look at water technology, we look at hopefully the services industries, and these are areas which we think that somehow or other, if we are able to provide the conducive environment, people will flourish, enterprises will flourish.
Communication, media, social media, transportation networks basically makes the world more dynamic.
You need innovation in terms of technology. You need innovation in terms of financial or let's say business model. You also need innovation in terms of policy and the government support.
Cities with ecosystems that truly support innovation are more agile, better equipped to face downturns and to lead upturns. Evidence shows that they are more successful and fast adapting themselves to new trends and more powerful in the long run. These cities offer the best jobs, they attract the best companies, they secure the best talent, they are the best hubs for R&D, they provide the best lifestyles and the best growth perspectives. At the end, all this becomes some kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. To be successful and sustainable, Asia cities of the future can only be striving innovation hubs.